Good morning.
Good morning.
Trevor. Good morning, Anne.
Sue!
Anne's not here. She couldn't make it. Trevor and Sue.
So, good morning, Sue.
Hello.
Hi.
Now, Oxford Playhouse...
What time is it, by the way?
It's about 8:10.
Okay.
When we recorded this.
Or 7:10, or 8:30-ish.
Okay.
Give or take.
That's
Thanks.
it. And we've got travel news coming up very soon, by the way.
Okay. What's the travel news like?
It's awful. Oh, teary me. And the weather is weatherish.
One of those kind
One of those days.
Yeah, one of those, yeah.
So tell us, Richard, about your association with the Oxford Playhouse.
Well, it's a long time ago, so I don't remember a thing.
Excellent. Richard, goodbye.
Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
So
it was in the 70s, wasn't it?
It was in the 70s when you were there, wasn't it?
It was. Well, it was a very happy time. I'd been working with Gordon McDougall at the Granada Stables Theatre. And he asked me to become his assistant director at the Oxford Playhouse, and I was very chuffed by that. And David Orkin was the administrator, and I was acting and I was directing plays, so it was a very interesting time.
Now, the 70th anniversary is coming up in Beaumont Street at the Oxford Playhouse.
It's still in Beaumont Street, is it?
It was shut down for a while. And
I remember that, it was shut down for a while.
That's it, because actually it is now run by a charitable trust, isn't it?
Yeah, and I had very nice digs in Walton Street.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, well, not too far from where our Greg lives then on the show. He's not with us at the moment, but maybe pop around for a cup of tea and some cheese. He likes cheese. But, so the 70th birthday party then on the 25th of October.
Yeah.
You're involved with that. Can you tell us what you're doing on the night? Do you know?
No.
Thank you very much, Richard.
That's private.
That's private.
We were kind of thinking about before you go home in the evening, you know, perhaps whilst you're still at the Playhouse.
I don't know exactly yet. I might be being interviewed, or I might be just saying hello and welcome to the 70th anniversary party of the Oxford Playhouse, or I might be doing an extract.
No.
Okay. Do you know from why?
Yes, it might be from a play called Dog Days, which I appeared in.
Because lots of people obviously associate you with your television work. At the moment, you're in Merlin. I'm
in Merlin, yes. You've noticed.
Yes, that's right. That looks like a lot of fun, and dressing up too.
Dressing up, yes. It is a lot of fun. The only problem, of course, with wigs is that they require a lot of attention.
Trevor wouldn't know much about that, because Trevor doesn't have all that much hair.
No.
Well, neither do I.
Richard and I are very good company.
Trevor and I are bonding immediately.
Yes, that's right.
Have you got a spare wig, perhaps, you could lend him?
But you've got plenty of hair, Sue, have you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I'm one of those people that actually has far too much hair that they have to thin out at the hairdresser. I'm playing to the wrong audience here, aren't I? I'm backing away from this conversation.
Whoa, we know nothing.
I get very jealous of people with a whole lot of hair, especially if they're not actors, because I think, well, listen, you don't need hair. But we actors do.
Yes, I do. I'm not a good-looking girl. I need to hang on to my hair.
I see. Okay, well, you can keep it then.
Did you ever get to a point, because I've not totally lost all my hair, I get a lot of ribbing for this, but actually there is still some left. But I got to a point in my early 20s when I thought it is going. And I thought, should I try anything like this regain stuff, but I thought, but you know what? No. Let go.
What I do, I don't know the state of your hair at the moment, but what I do is keep mine very short.
Yes.
And enhance its baldness, in a sense. Bald is beautiful.
You have a beautiful head. I mean, I never thought I'd say that to Richard Wilson. But you know, actually, some people can get away with it. Some people can't, obviously.
I know. Some people look good bald, and some people don't look good bald.
Do you know what? I worked out what you should actually be doing at the Oxford Playhouse on that Saturday evening.
What's that?
I think you should just be sitting out there, just chatting to an audience full of bald men about how to be proud, bold and proud.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do a bald workshop, a masterclass.
It'll be hair raising.
No!
It could be a masterclass in baldness. I'd be quite happy to do that.
Oh, bless.
This is very surreal, but I'm loving it. You know, of course, now, you are famous for One Foot in the Grave, which I actually was talking to a friend of mine earlier about, and they were saying that it's not got the plaudits I think that it totally deserves, because these lists of top comedies in the country, it's always Only Fools and Horses at the top, which of course it's very good. But I think very close behind it, if not equal to it, is One Foot in the Grave, because I think it's just funny. It's funny, isn't it?
Well, David Renwick was a wonderful writer. Well, he still is a wonderful writer. But he did write very, very funny scripts, which was, as long as you've got a good script, you're halfway there. And David wrote wonderful stuff, and it was a joy to play. But it's very kind of you to say so. I mean, it is, I realise, in all due modesty, it is sort of cultish, but it was great at the time, and we did 6 series, and David really felt that he had written it, and I agreed with him.
As that would be your most well-known part, and that made you a household name and face and head, so to speak.
Bold head. Well, you may as well say it.
I was heading there, but I didn't know if we knew you well enough yet. This kind of fascinates me anytime we talk to someone who is quite famous. How does it affect your life? Is it a good thing? Is it all it's made out to be? That do you get interrupted when you go places? Do they want you to say phrases?
I'm glad I'm not as famous as. Who should we say? Well, my friend David Tennant, he's very, very famous, and it's really hard for him to move around at the moment. Because, right. But what's made worse for him, he's got a very young and active fan base. But really? I'm all right. I mean, One Foot's not, up there as popular as it was. Mm-hmm. I did actually on the first screening of Merlin. I was walking up here in Hampstead, where I live, and it was a very sunny day. And there's a street which is empty just down from my road, and I was walking down the road, and there was 2 men standing at a gate, and I walked past, and one said, "Where's your wig?" And I thought, oh my God, there's a new attack coming.
Wow.
Where's your wig? Instead of the dreaded catchphrase.
Yes.
It's where's your wig?
Wow. Actually, one of the funniest things I saw on TV was Father Ted. And you obviously know where I'm going with this, is the fact that obviously Dougal and Father Ted are standing there, and he's saying, "Shall I go up to him and say the phrase?"
Very funny idea.
And then you turn around and swear at him.
I did think about that. I wondered whether it would stop people asking me to say the phrase, or whether it would get worse. But
yeah.
I think it's sort of evened out.
Well, look, you've mentioned a name.
Don't go there.
Well, you've mentioned a name there in the last couple of minutes, Richard, that we've got to pick up on, David Tennant. Because everybody who we get on the show, we have to ask a question. Do you have David Tennant's phone number?
Yes.
I think you've already answered that, and the fact that he's a very good friend of yours.
Yes.
So I won't embarrass you by asking, can we have that phone number?
If I give it out on air.
Right. Fine. Because obviously Sue's a big fan. Let me tell you, Sue's been to...
I'd better just check with David before I do that, I think. What do you think?
That's a great idea, I think. One of the better ones.
I'm thinking that this is the last time we ever speak to you, and it's been nice.
But can you... Now, look, if we give you our phone number, whenever you bump into him, can you just...
I'll tell you what, I'll ask him to ring you. How's that?
That'll be fantastic, because Sue's been
after him. I'm
sure
he will. He's got so much time in his hands.
Yes, exactly.
I need to clarify this. Trevor's on a mission to embarrass me, because he thinks I, being an Australian, I've recently been to see Love's Labour's Lost last weekend.
Oh, you got into... It's the first night tonight, isn't it?
Well, it started last Thursday. There were some previews, and I saw it last Friday evening, and it was fabulous.
Good.
And,
have you seen his Hamlet?
And I saw Hamlet as well.
Wonderful.
And Trevor seems to think, because I'm an Australian, I shouldn't have any culture, and there's no other reason I could possibly be going to see this than David Tennant.
Richard, you may just want to ask Sue now, how many other Shakespeare plays you've seen before this?
I have seen one. I went to see see something at the Globe the other week.
Oh, did you?
There you are.
Yeah.
That's
but you don't sound terribly Australian, Sue, I have to say.
Do I sound almost cultured?
You sound cultured.
Oh, there you go.
I could see you sitting in the Love's Labour's Lost audience.
Really? You don't know Sue that well yet, do you?
With all that hair.
Yeah. I'm the one at the back with all the hair. You'll recognise me by that.
Well, look, I really hope you have a good night celebrating the 70th anniversary of the Playhouse. And thanks ever so much for joining us on the phone this morning. Thanks for putting a good word into David, and many thank you for being a good sport this morning. Thank you very much, Richard.
Okay, cheers. Bye.